You ready?
Sure.
Hi, this is Terry Healy, bringing you some extraordinary transformation. Thank you everyone for tuning in. You are listening to WVLP at 103.1 FM, also live streaming at wvlp.org. Today's show is brought to you by Ryan Eberhardt from Diamond Residential Mortgage. Not all mortgage companies are the same, not all loan professionals are the same. Ryan is exceptional. He cares about his clients, he cares about their families, he cares about their pocketbooks. His office is conveniently located on Route 30 in Valpo. He's at 350 Northland Drive. His direct phone line is area code 219-707-8429. Thank you, Ryan, for supporting community radio. And everyone tuning in, I have a very interesting and varied guest. I have the pleasure of interviewing Eric Sanchez. He is the owner and publisher of a publication, a local publication. I'm going to flash it up on the screen since we have some video here. It's called The Entertainer. And it's just amazing. This actually crossed my radar a couple of weeks ago from a dear friend who's very musically supportive and inclined. And she said, you have to tackle this guy and pin him down for an interview. You know
Awesome.
that you've got something wonderful going on here. I'm gonna kind of start the conversation. Just easy question is, how long ago did you find your way to this publication, and what drew you to this?
Um, just wanted to change uh, as far as occupation goes. It Our first issue came out in November.
Okay.
Um, Started heading this way, I would say, in the September aspect of it, but didn't have the opportunity or the resources to actually get the October issue out, which I actually really did want to because I love Halloween, but didn't work out that way. November was our first issue, and we've just been out since, and it's a lovely ride. It's taken its time, but people are jumping on. People are seeing it again and getting excited about it. And I cleaned it up very much from the last publication that was out. That was the NWI Entertainer.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
um,
Well,
I'm honored to actually have people come up to me and specifically say, hey, we really enjoy the fact that you cleaned it up. You know,
I like that you changed the name a bit
hmm
because that I think you needed to do that just to distance yourself. So
absolutely.
this is really a young publication. You
Yes.
know, we were kind of chatting before the show launched, and I think in my head I was thinking you'd been kind of at this for almost a year. I don't know why that was rolling in there, but
Yes.
yeah, just kind of like how could anything so young look so wonderful?
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. I told Charlotte when she gave me the publication that it had a real good feel to it, you know, and those of you who know me professionally know I'm just kind of a nut about the presentation of things, you know, and
Sure.
it feels good. You've got some nice articles going on in there too. Um, so your focus then it's not just music. I mean, there are other things as well that you've got
Sure.
that you're
Well, it's music, sports. We have articles from Rita French that actually does the food articles, and then also miscellaneous articles. She'll sit with people that you should know here in
yeah.
Indiana. Be it Portage or anywhere between Lake County and Portage County. So throughout the months, we hope to grab more and more people in that, and more meals and good places to dine. So we're not just focused primarily on bars, and also the advertisements are not just focused on bars and restaurants. It's actually, we have a cab company, um, we have a coin estate sale. So there's so many different places that you can, you know, different avenues of advertisement. It's a local magazine for local businesses. It's not just music, entertainment. Just because the name is The Entertainer does not necessarily mean it's only music.
Oh,
So that those 7,500 copies that go out between Porter County and Lake County,
yeah.
okay, if your oil shop, a tire shop, a nail salon, any business that you have, if it's your, if you're interested, then absolutely. I mean, this is the way to go because it's the cheapest prices in town.
Right. Well, right, there you go. So are you looking? You're looking, obviously, I'm sure, for advertisers,
Hmm.
because that's just the way of spreading the word, and
Sure.
everyone gets a little bit of skin into the game. Are you also looking for people to do some article submission, or?
You know what? If right now, just starting up, if there are people that actually do want to, like, I'm looking for somebody who wants to write about beer.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
So um, right now, because of the budget, it's not like I'm like, okay, well, I'll pay everybody for this. Unfortunately, that doesn't.
Well, I wouldn't think you'd have to pay anybody to write an
It
article.
and they'll actually become part of the team. So
Yeah.
they'll be in the index, which it's pretty much the first page, and it'll let you know who the writers are, and
Right.
so. And I'm honored to actually have, like, John King and Bill, and
Sure.
just to be on board. It's amazing, and their articles are wonderful, and
Right.
when you read about sports, and definitely music. So, and John's been pretty awesome. So,
Yeah, they are wonderful, wonderful
hmm.
people. It's nice to be alongside them. It's a privilege to be
Sure,
alongside
sure. I
them.
mean, he feels like he's honored to be in the magazine. I'm honored to be in his company. So
Right.
it works out very well.
Right.
Uh,
Well, just a thought for somebody to. Are you looking for an ongoing article about beer, or just something to
well,
feature?
you know what? Just somebody who knows, where
Hmm.
each month we can probably do an article on a different craft beer, because a lot of breweries are they're blooming up
Oh,
everywhere.
they're just, yeah,
So
we're
yeah,
inundated.
it's like locusts. They're all
Yep.
over the
Yep.
place.
Yep.
So at this point, it'd be great to actually have somebody to you know sit down and sample, and it's almost like Rita French. She'll go and she'll eat,
Right.
and then she'll sit there and she'll say, okay, and then write a nice article about it. Not necessarily that everything that she's went out and sampled, um, was the greatest, but then the ones that she loves, she'll write about. So
Right.
then just
Right.
bring it back to me, let me know, and she does a fantastic job. I mean, just an honor to have her aboard as well.
Let's put a shout out, because I'm sure that there are a lot of people who'd be more than happy to jump into your magazine and
Yeah.
do an article. Um, it's interesting. The past couple days, I just spent at a lodge in Michigan City
Okay.
called the Brewery Lodge, and
Okay.
it's owned by the gentleman who owns Zorn in Michigan City. I don't know if you've been there.
Okay. I have
Um,
not been to that
mm,
that specific establishment, but I have been out that way.
You need to stop in. You need to stop in. They're up to some pretty big expansion, and
Nice.
what their lineup is, and they're, I think out that direction they're not as heavily laden with different. Like, you go into Lake County, my God, there's like a brewery on every corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every town has one or two, But in LaPorte County, I don't think it's that saturated yet. But the owner and I had a delightful conversation about all of that. It was real enlightening, and I think I'm sure he would be excited to jump in and do an article and help promote what he's got going on with the lodge and things. So,
Sure. Absolutely.
yeah. So yeah, we'll put it out there. Whoever jumps in first and finds Eric, finds him.
Yeah. Well, and then also in each magazine, there'll be there'll actually be a page where it has my number to contact if you want to advertise, or
Fabulous.
if you're interested in writing,
Fabulous.
and it also has my email and my telephone number. And
Well, just in case somebody can't get their hands on the magazine quickly, what's the best way to reach you?
uh, well, my telephone number is 219-615-9222,
Got it.
and email is Eric Sanchez 1031@gmail.com.
10:30. Oh, that was the name of your local.
No, actually,
Oh.
it's Halloween.
Oh. Oh, that's funny. Oh, here's me. I'm like, oh, it's like,
I,
can
I
see?
know, I know.
Oh,
And then
that's
you keep
funny.
looking at the mask over there. Okay, well,
I'm not
now
gonna
I
look
get
at
it.
there.
Sure, sure.
I'm like, that wasn't a machine operator local, Terry.
Not at
That's
all.
funny. That's funny. Well, I like that. I like where you're heading. I like what you're doing.
I appreciate it.
The woman that connected the dots, Charlotte Freeland, is the host of a very large Facebook page and group called Rock and Rollers.
Love the page.
Oh my gosh, tell
Love
me
the
about
page.
it. I design my weekends around that page, so. She's always supporting local musicians and
Hmm.
anything musically oriented. So you can, like, anybody can get into the group. You just gotta jump in there and she'll approve the request. But she publishes like anything and everything that's happening musically in the area for those that aren't aware of it. But so you can usually about 11 o'clock in the morning is when she gets it all together. But you go in on a Friday or a Saturday, there are over 50 events.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, it's amazing. And then you just find your way. Like for me, um, Fridays and Saturdays are just finding my way to new places
Hmm.
to hear different music, things I haven't heard before. Um, and you just find some fantastic things, kind of doing that, and places that and people that wouldn't have normally gotten exposure. All
Excuse me.
it's okay. Automatically, I'm not going to share my Starbucks.
I know, I know, I know.
It's not
Like,
going to
oh,
happen.
water.
No, don't even look. In fact, I think it's empty.
What kind of host is this?
Right, right. Those are the water bottles up there, and the candles. Um, but yeah, so there's like, and so I think she was real excited about, kind of how you're helping support all that as well.
Excuse me.
So no, no worries, no worries. So, but yeah, good stuff, and a plug there for Rock and Rollers in Charlotte, and her husband as well, co-host that page. So,
Hmm.
and then you see them everywhere too. So,
Wow.
but
And this is having a live.
it's all
Sorry.
good. It's all good. It's real. This is real.
Winter time.
Yeah, it's just real.
Ooh.
So
All
yeah,
right.
so that's yeah, it's good stuff, and I'll just keep yakking away while you're.
I know, I know. I'm just gonna keep going.
Well, that's all happening for you. The so so I like that you've got the feature. I like that you've got the article going about with the gal that's writing on the restaurants.
Yes.
You
Rita
know,
French.
yeah, I don't know her. I've never met her. So is that kind of what she does? Is just kind of provide articles, or did she do
Yes.
other things? Okay, gotcha. Um, I like that she's out and about because um, it's just nice to help the underdog. The guys that normally wouldn't get any FaceTime or any traction out there.
Hmm.
They get an opportunity to. They obviously know it's her. I'm sure when she comes in, she's not doing it incognito, and they're probably
No, 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 not at all. Yeah.
putting their best meal in front of her, and
Well, when I think when she there are certain places that will uh, set it up. They'll set up for her.
yeah,
But for most places, she'll go and she'll dine. And if she goes, wow, you know what? I think I'm gonna do one of the articles because she has free range with that. Unless we have something, specific we want to use or
right.
do, then for the most part, it's just let her take her artistic view and go out there, have a bite to eat, and then then write about it.
I love it.
You know.
I love it.
And then I have my assistant publisher, Jen Gordon. She does a phenomenal job on the music too, and I
Mm-hmm.
really think that she needs to get with Charlotte as well. I mean,
Sure.
she goes out there and she really does a great job on like finding new talent and just bringing it in and so forth.
That would be amazing.
So yeah, so she's got the
Wow.
eye and the ear for it. So you
Well,
know,
and I could be wrong, but my gut check says that as more exposure gets out there of what you're up to, what you're doing, you might have to have another second phone line because you're going to start getting probably inundated
oh
by
yeah, sure, sure. I mean, I'll probably just leave the current one as business and then
pick up
pick
another.
up another line and then eventually just give that to like family and friends. So
Right,
this way
right, like the bath
it's
phone.
kind of like the bat phone, yeah.
Yeah,
The big red phone. I mean, we're just
yeah,
throwing out our age here,
a little bit.
just a little bit. No, and I'm talking about the Michael Keaton Batman,
Not
not the
that, not
Adam
the old,
West.
right. That's funny. That's funny. Well, yeah, I don't see any reason why that's not going to start happening
Yeah,
and
yeah.
start exploding.
I hope so.
Yeah, there is a service though, and this crossed my radar, and I thought I'm going to need this at some point, but where you can just have one phone. It's through GoDaddy, where they'll give you
Okay.
two separate phone numbers that gravitate or go to that one phone,
Oh, okay.
and they probably have different ringtones, right? Well, you would
Okay.
think, right? One for business, one for
Hmm.
everybody else. But so yeah, put that in your back pocket because you might need that sooner than
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you get out much and catch any of the local music and things like that?
You know what? I do. I just recently uh, went to see. We were at On the Rocks in Portage,
Yeah, yeah,
and Naughty was performing.
yeah. Gotta
Um,
love Naughty.
just then also I had the opportunity when I originally met Charlotte. It was Chad, the lead singer of the Craw Puppies,
Mm,
surprise birthday party. So that was nice to be at,
no
you know.
kidding.
And then uh, this February issue, we've got an article going out for the Craw Puppies. We also have an article for Chris and Lou,
Nice.
and I had the opportunity to meet them, and so it was just it was very surreal to actually like see all these articles that we've written about and so forth, but then actually meet the people and hear. And I've always been a fan of the Craw Puppies anyway, so
Right.
but it was great to see everybody just kind of jump on stage, and it was a nice collaboration of different groups and so forth. So and I'd like to get out a little bit more, but you know, Jen Gordon, she's the one that really she's the one that goes out, and I mean she'll go all the way up to Highland and Hammond, and by the end of the week I'm so exhausted. I'm not necessarily like, okay, I'm gonna go run out and see a band unless
Right.
they're around the corner.
Oh, is that funny? That's funny.
But she loves it. That's once again that's her passion. So
Right.
she's the one that will let me know, hey, this band is amazing. And if John isn't specifically writing about that band, she'll either have Rita French do it. We also have Jason Garner. He's one of the writers as well, and a photographer. And so, like if there's a band that they like, and they say, hey, we'll write an article about it. Take the pictures, and hey, I have no problem. I'll print it. Because I have no problem with helping once again local bands, local community, local business owners. And what's nice is that we just recently opened up a Facebook page.
Oh, very
So
good. Very good.
so we have, and it's actually the Entertainer uh, magazine of NWI. And then so go in there, like the page. It's awesome. Everybody, since it's basically just the first month, you'll see some of the advertisement in there and some of the articles. But for February, like pretty much the whole entire magazine will be structured in there. So if
Oh,
you don't necessarily grab the magazine, you'll have that opportunity to just kind of go on Facebook and look at it,
yeah. And get the
and
articles.
get the articles and also the
Right.
advertisements. So
Right.
this way,
Right.
people know that, hey, listen, you know what? There's two avenues of advertisement when you get into the Entertainer. It's on paper, and
Right.
then it's going to be on Facebook, because a lot
Right.
of people turn around and go, well, I have a Facebook page, but you know what? Not everybody has Facebook. But in this
Right.
situation, the people who don't have Facebook have another option,
Right.
and then if you have Facebook, then there is a Facebook page for us as well. So there's a whole lot of outlets, and one of the biggest things out of the magazine that people enjoy are the basically the hot shots, and that's when, like, you have all the bars that the photographers go to and they take pictures, and
Love
I
it.
try to do as much as I can as well. But I mean, something like that, just I love the shop, eat local, spend local, enjoy local. I mean, it's important.
I
It's
agree.
important.
I agree.
So
Well, nothing wrong with chains, but I think we have to support the mom and
sure, the
pops.
mom and pops,
Yeah, the
sure,
people that are out there
absolutely.
making a living off of it.
Sure, and then
Yeah.
like a downtown Valpo, I mean, you have like all these beautiful like little bistros
Hmm.
and cafes, and just really really wonderful places that you can go, and but nobody has a problem with spending $8 at Starbucks. So it's like it's kind of
Right.
like go and sit down and just enjoy something, and support your local residents. That's all, because I mean this is where you work, you eat, it just I personally would rather have dinner in one of the local areas than go to. Um, I don't want to start yelling
No,
them,
no, no, no.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
chains.
Right.
How about
Right.
that? I don't want to start. It's just not to me. I never found it to be necessary. You
Yeah.
know, um, don't get me wrong. As a kid, you love fast food, but for the most part, I don't really partake in that anymore. So it's
No.
just, but I'd rather go to my like little local restaurants and so forth. You
Yeah.
know, just a little sit down, relax, and it's just nice. It's very nice. And there's so many of them out there. That's the thing. So many, and so many people don't know about it because
I agree.
yeah,
I agree. Even with technology, like even if we like, being in Michigan City for a couple of days with a girlfriend, and it was like, you get on your phone and you're looking at Yelp and you're trying to figure out where to go and what's around you and all that good stuff doesn't do the same thing as if somebody says something about it or like the gal that's writing the interview, or like again, you can catch a blurb or an ad from
Hmm.
somebody and kind of get a sense of who they are and what they're up to. But
Sure.
um, kind of a nice thing to know too for anybody starting a new business. Start opening a restaurant. We've
Sure.
had a lot more of that, I think, in the past few years as we've had a little bit more money
Sure.
in,
Absolutely.
in the pool.
Hmm.
So, yeah, good to know. It's a nice range that you've got that you're committed to span over a lot of things.
Hmm.
Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
I appreciate that.
yeah, it's neat. It's really neat. Um, it's interesting that you found your way to it. I mean, I don't think it doesn't sound like you were looking for that.
No.
You know, it just how did that happen?
Well, the previous owners basically kind of just let it go,
Okay.
and as opposed to jumping onto that old title, I just kind of took a new title and just kind of brought the whole concept back to it, And I'm working
Wow.
with like the same paper team, and so
Nice.
it's it was very nice to actually have the opportunity for that transition, and then to make it mine, and to change it up and to clean it up, and because I mean I've had so many different positive but yet negative, just like
Anything.
anything, you're gonna
Right.
have on both sides. But right now, so far, well, at least in my face, anyway. I don't know, maybe behind my back differently, but in my face, everybody's come up to me and really really enjoyed the articles, and just a serious positive view, and feedback from it. So I'm honored, to continue doing that for everybody out here.
Great.
But um, I'm sure I got my critics out there
Yeah.
too.
You
So.
know what? You're going to catch it on Facebook. That's where you're going to see because people can be
Oh yeah, yeah,
anonymous online.
yeah, yeah, yeah. People would be upset,
Yeah, they'll be
when I
dissing you.
start posting pictures, and they're like, "Wait a minute, that's my wife." No, I'm
Right.
just joking.
Who's that guy?
Every picture that you
Uh,
ever see, it's all consensual.
it looks
We
like it.
always check. We don't just go,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to take a picture of you. We tell them where we're at. Actually have photographers, and when I go out myself, if they don't already know who I am, like I have a badge on.
Oh,
So
nice.
this way we're identifying ourselves as
Right.
working for the Entertainer magazine. So this way nobody's surprised, and yes, we do have those. That like, okay, we don't want to take a picture, and we
No.
totally honor it.
Right.
And that's
Right.
why basically for myself I refuse to actually take like an aerial shot. Some people are like, hey, take an aerial
Oh,
shot of all, so it looks busy. But
right.
if you just, I just don't want to do that. I'd rather like anything that we publish, we want to make sure that the people in those pictures want to be in those pictures. So
Gotcha.
we respect everybody's privacy. So
Oh, that's different.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Because
know.
there's
I
not
would
a
not.
lot of places and they get photographed. So,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
We totally respect everybody's privacy. It's quite frankly none of our business. So.
But there are people that like to be photographed.
Yeah, yeah, sure. And you
Somebody
know
will get all
what?
excited.
And all of
God
you,
love them.
whenever we walk in and we're taking pictures and hot shots, please let us know, and we will take a
Yeah.
picture of you. But in the meantime, I avoid anybody who's not supposed to be in the bar with the person in a bar. Period. Ankle
Right.
bracelets, all that stuff. I'm out.
Right. 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 Do you reserve any part of the magazine for fundraising or things
You know
that?
what? It's not necessarily like I reserve it, um, but when it comes to benefits, and it's definitely important to shout that out. Any kind of benefits for causes that are I mean obviously whether it be for cancer, or we're actually doing one for hospice. For
Nice.
so they're basically they're free.
Yeah.
I will not charge because um, it goes deep in my heart right now. I won't get into, but
No.
I mean I am definitely I will definitely be out here in as an invader for um, uh, Indiana, to help out whatever cause. John King actually has a big thing in the springtime, and that's a huge benefit. And I've already reached out to him to start setting it up where we can actually advertise it months before
Oh,
to build it.
wow.
And it's going to be in Zao
Yes.
Island, so
Yes.
it's a huge thing, and it's his benefit for his daughter, and it's an amazing aspect, and yeah, I mean it's a pay it forward thing for me, so
Sure. Sure.
so um, and hopefully I'll have like a room somewhere in heaven because of it.
Maybe you'll just get an Uber.
And yeah, I know, I know.
I don't know about the room yet.
Yeah, I
I'll let you
know.
know when you're in that. Well, that's
A hammock. I'll take a
right,
hammock.
right. It's like outside the gates.
Yeah, outside the gates. I'm not even in yet.
Right, you're not in yet. I asked because that is something that hits my radar constantly.
Sure, sure.
I had a real long run this summer and fall, or last summer fall, of people would be finding me for radio show interviews on the heels of doing their benefit.
Okay.
So we would have an opportunity to do a show and give some promo to that, get some traction and get people there. I did have one that received a pretty sizable donation as a response to what we were throwing out on.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, on Facebook Live. I mean, that's what it's about.
Sure,
That's what
absolutely.
it's about. It's a space to do that. And thankfully, you and I are still in the local sandbox, where we can do things like that.
Sure.
We're not so big quite yet that.
Well, whatever I can give, and obviously both of
Yeah.
us can give to our local community. I mean, I think it's important, and also causes that and benefits that are bigger
Right.
than than just here locally. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to months and months of because I know a lot of benefits are held when the weather breaks, and it's
Okay.
warmer, and you have bike runs, and there's so many
Oh, yeah,
different
that kind of thing.
things.
Yeah.
So without a doubt, that's definitely something that whoever's actually running a benefit or anything, reach out to me, and we'll get something.
Yeah, that's
in there.
huge. That's huge because you don't realize, and then I'm talking to people that do things like that, who you're touching, who is
Sure.
going to show up at the door. So it was in the fall that as I was going through Charlotte's page, I saw that there was a band I'd never seen before playing at a local benefit where a family of 5 children lost the mother and father.
I did see. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was there. And I thought, I'm going to have to go eat somewhere. And I want to hear music. And here was the band Overdue, was providing the entertainment at no cost. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, there's extra money in the pocket, because you want to support,
Sure.
So,
Absolutely.
so things like that, things like that. So, and who'd have thought? And I can't have been the only person in the room that thought, gosh, I didn't even see that, but I saw that. I'm going to go do that,
Sure, absolutely.
and find your way there. It's the right thing to do.
Sure. Well, it makes you feel good too.
I think so.
When you're able to do good to to people and,
Yep.
and for people, it's
Yep.
very important.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know about the alternative. I don't hang there. So
Yeah.
I'm not that girl. Call somebody else. I'm going to thank everybody who's tuning in. You are listening to WVLP at 103.1 FM, also live streaming at WVLP.org. WVLP is a community radio station. So if you have $5 in your wallet, you can make a one-time donation. If you have $5 once a week, you can make an ongoing donation. Not just 5, you could do more than that, but and that little amount. If you're interested in supporting, just go to wvlp.org/support, and it's very easy to donate. And thank you to everyone who's already doing it. So today I have anyone just tuning in have the privilege of interviewing a very interesting man. This is Eric Sanchez. He is the owner and the publisher of a magazine called The Entertainer. Relatively, I want to say baby in the diapers here. I mean, this
Yeah,
is a
absolutely.
really new venture, my goodness. So you've had 3 publications thus far. It's a monthly publication. And he's been sharing with us kind of a little bit of the vision and what his scope is and what falls under the umbrella of what he's producing. It's a great piece, and check him out on Facebook as well. Anyone didn't catch it? Can you give us that one more time?
Yeah, that's the Entertainer magazine of NWI.
Good. Go in, like the page. It sounds like what you'll be doing is getting the actual magazine formatted to the Facebook
Yes.
page. So that'll be a really cool thing to do, and I'll definitely do that before I get out of that driveway.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll be there, because it'll be cool to see what it is you're doing, what you're up to. So here it was. This opportunity kind of came by your radar. There was kind of a relatively defunct magazine that you saw, and Did you have to work with the prior owners to get the rights to do all this, or just kind of?
Well, we had some discussions, and we were trying to actually get the current look, because the founder, it was his nephew that was currently running it, but
Okay.
then he was nowhere to be found. So then that's when I just kind of changed the whole basis of
Got
it.
it.
So yeah, we were in the talks of it, but then all the discussions kind of went nowhere. So to a point where it's like, okay, well, you know what? How about I just change the name and just kind of reinvent the
Yeah.
whole wheel here. So it's just kind of that's once again that's why like I cleaned it up. It's very familiar to the eye.
Yeah.
So I would still give him that level of credit of actually starting it where
Right.
excuse me, there was it was right from the beginning where people were like, what is this? Now people go, excuse me, oh man, the magazine's back.
Yes.
So but
Yes.
then they do see that it's different, that it's
Right.
changed up, and every time
Well.
I talk I start coughing.
Mm.
Excuse me.
Well,
Winter's here.
right. Indeed.
Excuse me.
Well, I think the more exposure you get, like in different areas, and as people start to grab on and follow it, either on the Facebook or in paper print, you'll get your own crowd.
Sure.
I know Charlotte's going to do quite a bit to help promote you as well. So
I know. I look forward to that. I look forward to it.
yeah, it's funny. It's like and I see this for you, which is why I bring it up. So when Charlotte and Keith go out, it's almost like celebrity status locally, and
Hmm.
I have a funny feeling that that's going to be happening for you as well.
We get that. Jen Gordon, that's actually my assistant publisher, since she does actually the music. When she goes into places, they recognize her
Yep.
as being part of the magazine. My lord, it's on my throat. It's like you're not going to do this interview.
Right, right. Nice try.
I know.
Nice in theory.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
And well, and I like that.
ooh, excuse me.
I like that. Some of the and that's got to feel good for her too.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah. That's and to know that, like, I'm just curious to see where this all goes. Like, spring and summer for you, I think are going to be pretty launching. Like, I know that you've launched your publication, but I think you just like the big whoosh, where it
Hmm.
really hits and starts to get some rubber to the road. I think is happening spring summer of this year. But um,
Sorry.
that's okay. That's all right. But it's got to be nice. I know there are some circles that I run in, and I'll go to a certain place, and everybody's like, "Ooh, Terry Healy in the house."
Yeah.
It's nice to be Terry Healy,
There you go.
right? So there's Jen getting that same feel good. I'm going to keep an eye open for her, because if she's out
She
and about
wanted to
like I
be
am,
here,
oh
but she
wow,
unfortunately uh, just things held her up. So
yeah,
she didn't want to apologize for
right.
not
Oh,
being present.
no worries. This might not be the first time that we sit down and do
Sure. I
something.
hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, yeah. We will, yeah. Maybe like once, maybe into summer, early fall, coming in to see kind
Yeah,
of,
when I'm not coughing.
right, right. Well, then it'll
That I
be,
have a tan, where I'm not trying to hide from you guys. Much better. And we
right,
can do the interview like right outside on the deck
right, right.
by the pool in the sun.
I'm game.
Yeah, there you go. A little pina colada over here.
Right. Hey,
Yeah,
now that's a,
I promise I'll even put an umbrella.
oh, so, you had me at pool,
We're
that's
live
funny,
streaming in the pool.
right? Could you imagine? Hey, we can imagine that. I can imagine that. That could happen. We'll have Jen.
I was gonna say we can definitely make it work.
Yeah, we'll have Jen at that party.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
should go to that party. What's your bigger vision? I mean, do you see something where this is going to evolve to?
Well, I'd like to expand the pages.
Okay.
Get more people in there. Excuse me. I'd like to expand like the publication. Like areas, because right now we have 7,500 that goes between Porter County and Lake County,
Okay.
and we do actually have certain spots in Michigan City already
Nice.
because
Nice.
we have the Shoreline, Mady's, and there's a Galveston Steakhouse. Those three right there go to Blue Chip. So we have a lot of Lake County, Porter County residents that obviously go to the casino. So those are
Sure.
spots. I mean, we haven't necessarily expanded all the way thoroughly through the LaPorte County area, um, just because you want to start small. And like if it builds up a little bit more, you don't want to overdo it, and then it just fades.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
like see because my thing is that 7,500 copies within this little area, it's or basically just the two counties. I find it to be a little bit more important to actually let them know that we're back, kind of branch out into LaPorte County a little bit, and
Okay.
then let them get a feel of it.
Right.
And then once, like you said, that big launch in spring, then maybe go to like 10 grand, and then move over, and then have deliveries throughout there, and hopefully some business owners and ads going out through LaPorte County, because I mean I love it out there in Michigan City as well. So
Yeah, it's
you know,
just it's different. I mean, you go to county, and it's a different. It feels different.
sure, sure,
Yeah, and different establishments. Um, Very interesting. And I will be interviewing the gentleman that owns Zorn and
okay,
Brewery Lodge. I mean, that's down the road a bit. He's got to catch his breath a bit from all the other stuff that he's working on.
sure,
But
sure.
I don't have to hand him up for that beer article.
Well, absolutely, and you know, I mean, once again, when like the way Mateys and all that area that's right there by
Yeah.
Michigan Lake, yep, that's just adds a huge deal during the summertime. Outside
Oh
cafes and
yeah.
bands and things that are going on, and right now, everything's pretty cold and desolate. Although it's still a good time to jump in
Right.
because the prices are reasonable, and
Right.
so jump in there, and then if it's a slow time for establishments, no matter what you do, you know. Um, this is the opportunity to just get them, get it in there. Because you're looking
Right.
at quarter pages or 3.5 by 4.5. I mean, that's a
Okay.
decent,
That's
it's
a
an 8
nice.
by 10, you know. So you have like a half page, or full page, or a quarter page. But even a quarter page, that 3.5 by 4.5, I mean, that's pretty decent when I see some of the advertisements that are even like in some of the the local restaurants where you have your business card. Like, I mean, and okay, but then that's costing you what, a couple $100 just for your business
Yes.
card. But this stands out. It's actually put. These magazines are not just put in like bars and restaurants. They're put in hotels, salons, tanning salons, nail salons, massage parlors, you name it. Any place that people sit and wait, tire,
Mm-hmm.
oil
Mm-hmm.
places, they're everywhere. They're
Oh, I love
everywhere.
that.
Yeah. So it's just not, and that's why I made it like family friendly.
Yeah.
So then, no matter where you find it, I mean, not that you're going to find it in Chuck E. Cheese, um, but
Yes.
yeah, I know. Well, we'll put him in the front, and then they'll get their pile. I would actually be in the picture with Chuck E. Cheese. I like Chuck E. Cheese,
Right.
but needless to say, I mean, any place that people sit and wait, and for whatever reason, we try to make sure that we get it in there, you know. And a lot of people just love it. They're just free magazines for their customers, so it's
Right.
kind of a win-win situation.
And it's nice. It's a nice publication.
Sure.
I
And
mean,
then
it's something
they
you want
get to
to.
take it home as well. It's
Right.
not like, okay, well, I can't. It's not one of those magazines that like when you go to your doctor's office and they have like people and all that.
Yes.
Although I
Yes.
know that you guys do steal them, but
Who?
I know. But these are free, so at
Yeah.
least you don't have to leave with the guilt.
Right. Right. Taking it as expected.
Yes, yeah.
It's encouraged.
I might
That's
change it
funny.
from like the free publication to basically take me,
Yeah. Right.
have a little have a little meme in there.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. It's what to me it's almost too refreshing that people are drawn toward uh, print
Hmm.
anymore. We're just we're so virtual. We're so
Well, yeah, because now you have your Facebook and you have websites and so forth. But you'll be surprised on how many people like they like to pick up a you know a magazine or a newspaper and read through it. Some people need to get away from the laptops and away from
I
the
think
phones and
yeah
actually read something.
yeah.
So
I wonder if it'll ever swing back that way. I know that there's like hardcore. Like I read every night. I read, so I wonder if it'll ever swing back.
I don't know.
that people will, well, and
Well,
then,
I hope so.
yeah,
I
for
would
what
hope
you're up
so.
to.
Yeah.
But it's shocking to me that you do 7,500 pieces. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. How many businesses are you thinking you're dropping in? Do you know?
Oh wow. We get up to probably about 2 to 250.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's huge. I mean, here it's every hotel in on 20 here in
Yeah.
Portage, right down Willow Creek. The hotels in Valpo, the hotels all the way up through Maryville. I mean, it's just, and those are just the hotels.
Yeah.
Not the oil places and the cigar shops where the guys sit there and just have their cigars.
Wow.
Boom, you have something to
Wow.
read. So, um, hence any place that somebody sits down, or
Yeah.
and what's great about the hotels is that when people are passing through or staying over or whatever, then they look at it, they go,
Oh.
you know what are we gonna do tonight? Are
Yeah.
we? Do you feel like a band? You feel like this? Just like you said the other day. You felt,
Yep.
for that benefit. You're like, well, I want to eat and I want to listen to music.
Mhm.
Well, you open this up and you can find that out.
Right.
And then, quite frankly, okay, well, what if you pulled up and you said, well, my Lord, I have a flat. If you had a tire place in here, you open this up, and
Right.
so you have a diversity of businesses in there. I mean, we have Crazy Cab. We have a private investigator in there. I mean, like whatever you need, it's in there.
For
Plus
what?
entertainment,
Right.
you know.
For anything that's ailing you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. If you need a lawyer, there's a lawyer in there too.
So, I mean, do you have a vision of like taking this even outside of the state?
You know what? It would be nice. I mean, I'm just going to try to stay focused on obviously what I'm doing now. Don't want to overstep it. Yes, I would love to. I would
Yeah.
love to. But yeah, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Don't want to kind of like, because I've seen that happen too. People they start getting good, and then all of a sudden, boom. They skyrocket, and they take on too much, and then it just kind of like it nips them.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just take my time with it. If I get to a point where I'm happy, then and then if I have an opportunity to expand and actually employ more people
Hmm.
and get that going, absolutely. But yeah, at this point, I'm just I'm gonna take it day by day.
Well, that's good because whatever growth you come up against, you're going to manage it.
Sure,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you're not gonna go out there. I'm a visionary though by nature, so I see
Okay,
things in a bigger picture. Like I
okay,
usually pan out and have a pretty good idea of what I think is going to be happening with something. So this is kind of fun to watch.
cool.
So he's going to do that. Is he going to get over across the state line into Michigan and even Illinois and things like
Yeah,
that?
it would be
So
nice. I mean, I actually have there were a couple of guys that I had reached out to that they do landscaping out
mm,
in Illinois, but just to kind of say, hey, listen, I'm not sure if your business comes out to Indiana because there's so many things out in Illinois that they're both Indiana
right,
and
right,
Illinois. So they just said we haven't expanded out there yet, but we'll let you know
right.
because we know about the magazine, and that's when it kind of throws me out where like there are people in Illinois that know about the magazine, so that's a nice thing. Yeah, that's a nice thing.
That's telling.
Yeah.
Got to listen to
And
that
what's
stuff.
nice is to go into so many places and they go, oh no, I see the magazine everywhere. Oh, I know it. I
Oh,
know. I see it everywhere.
wow.
Because I mean, once again, I mean, it's everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
right here, like just here in Portage, if you went down here, the BP, the Walgreens, Town and Country, Dunes Liquors, Tanning Salon. There are two of them. There's Aztec and uh, uh, I think it's Sun something or whatever. Needless to say, I mean, it's just everywhere. It's everywhere. I think we even dropped some in the UPS store. So when you're mailing something, just grab one of the magazines. So,
Perfect.
yeah,
It's perfect. I like what you're doing. And I like that you're containing the growth, that you're taking it cautiously.
sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
One day at a time. I just, and I know that it's not going to happen overnight, and I'm not, I don't want to frustrate myself either with it,
Sure. Sure.
but with the support and the love, my father and my mom, they huge support, so it just it helps out, so it moves us, moves me forward, that they have that belief in me and all that I've put in so far.
Well, that's the belief in you,
Yeah.
because there was nothing for them to see.
Hmm.
I mean, unless they saw what it used to be, which is night and day
No,
different.
no, no. Actually, my dad didn't see it at all. He just he heard me out and he said, "Okay, well, let's just do it. Let's do it." So I mean, I tip my hat to both of them because they've been emotionally, physically, and financially supportive in this whole venture, which I mean, I couldn't have been here without them. So
Right.
yeah, I definitely tip my hat to it.
That's amazing. I think that my heart says that you would have been here without them, but it wouldn't have been as nice a ride.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know that you could have kept this one to yourself.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna do that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and you were obviously looking for something new anyway, so
definitely.
the radar was up.
Hmm.
I do like what you're doing with it. That you're supporting so many people that wouldn't get that kind of support. That you've got a percentage of that's committed toward the betterment of all of us. You know, that's great stuff. That's great stuff. I think that the risk in any business venture is to see it, as a survival, as a financial,
Mm.
all of that stuff that we get locked into those nuts and bolts. But to go a little deeper, to just to do those kind of things is amazing.
Sure.
It's not like you're saying, well, yeah, when I get to this level, I'll open up and I'll,
Hmm.
let people advertise benefits and things like that. You're already going, yeah, it's there, it's happening.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I
and it
no
doesn't
problem.
have to be that way,
Hmm.
because that's marketable space,
Sure,
you
but
know.
I mean, once again, it's paid forward. It makes
Right,
me feel good, and then I hope that in that aspect, that'll encourage other people to do
right,
good for other people, and you know, it just basically one step at a time.
right.
And if I could change just one person's life,
It's it's been
it,
a great day.
it just yeah,
It's been
that's
a
it.
great day. Yeah,
So to actually fill up a room and them feel good because that magazine actually helped them promote for their benefit. I
right,
mean, it's overwhelming for me. You
yeah.
know, so and I mean, I'm gonna try to make it out. I think it's at the Avalon, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
the hospice thing, and
The baby
just
got in
kind
the
of
pie.
make it out there and just give her a big hug and
Well, give me a squeeze too, because I'll be there.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome,
Charlotte
awesome.
got me into that too. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
looks
All
like
right.
something cool to do. So, are you going to stay for the meal? Are you going to be there for the whole
You know
event?
what? I'm not sure. I did see the date on it. It just all depends on what's scheduled for that day.
Yeah,
I mean, I definitely want to make an appearance though.
yeah, I think you should.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you know, but I hope I have the opportunity to sit and stay for the meal. That would be
It's,
nice.
it's supposed to be a great meal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Avalon, I've actually had, I've actually had their food. I mean, it's not too bad. Although the catering is, I think it's they have different caterers and stuff like that. But the
Oh.
experiences that I've had there, I've gone to a couple of weddings,
Mm-hmm.
and they're a pretty good place.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I think it'll be well, the whole thing is, I think the chicken crepes, everybody's like clamoring to get the chicken crepes, and that's
Oh,
the
okay.
main dish. So there are some other
And hopefully
options,
by that
but
time I have Avalon advertising as well.
yeah, hey.
I know.
Well, and what my heart says is that you are going to find, and this is probably going to be a summertime conversation, that you might actually need to expand the number of pages in your publication.
Sure, sure, absolutely. I mean, I'm looking forward to doing that because I do have quite a few people that are looking forward to uh, doing like full pages. So
Hmm.
then you want to make room. You don't want it to just be flip page after page of full page
No,
advertisements.
you don't. No, nobody
You know,
wants that.
yeah. I mean, you
Yeah.
want to mix it up and have some reading material in there. Obviously, the pictures will never stop, which I know that's one of the primary reasons why a lot of people pick it up
Yeah.
before they start reading. But then we also have the horoscope in there, crossword. I mean, just fun stuff that you can mess around with, and not necessarily that you have to just read about you know all the stuff that we actually offer. There's some fun stuff in there too. But for the ones that want to actually catch up on their sports, Bill is awesome. The
Yeah.
music, John is awesome. It's an amazing ride right now to actually have those two, doing that music sports thing. And then Rita French, she's
Oh,
phenomenal. She's blowing it up. She just did an article because um, right now the Three Monkeys in Hobart, okay,
oh yeah.
and the art theater just sold. So
Oh,
it's actually going to become the Brick House. And
didn't know. This is
they are
news.
putting some huge renovations into the art theater.
Okay.
And they're bringing back like old school movies like Jaws, and so it's gonna be great. But they're
Cool.
also like, okay, put it this way, um, this upcoming Super Bowl, they're gonna have the Super Bowl aired on the big screen where there's 400 plus, seats, and they're
Wow.
gonna have food, they're gonna have service, they're gonna have the bars open for whoever obviously wants a cocktail or anything like that. So it's just like who gets to see the Super Bowl in a movie
Right.
theater, and it's
Right.
an old school
Right.
movie theater. It just has so much historical value to it. It's just absolutely amazing. I'm at all. Shane and Blake, that are the new owners, are just an amazing couple of guys, and I look forward to some, just actually just future friendship. Set
Sure.
aside the business aspect of it,
Oh, I love that.
and they're changing up their menu just a little bit, not much, but um, once again, they won't- they have a small area for for their restaurant and the bar area, but then they have the theater, and the theater provides tables. They're going to have so many different things they're changing up, and it's pretty inspirational just to actually having
Absolutely.
the opportunity to sit and talk with these two gentlemen the other day, and then Rita sat down and she interviewed them and got really great perspective on the transition on where just
Yeah.
because right now they're going to have to stay because of obviously Indiana laws and stuff like that. So they'll stay with the Three Monkeys for another 30, 40, 50 days, something like that. But needless to say, once they transition, I should say once the transition takes over, um, they're going to do the whole cutting of the ribbon, the whole nine. So
Sure. Sure.
I mean
Sure.
there's not that many movie theaters with the marquees, the old school marquees anymore. So
Gosh,
to just actually
that's
have
cool.
the opportunity to have that, it's just I think it's exciting, and it's also exciting to just be part of their friendship and um, the conversations that we had. So
You're gonna be meeting a lot of people.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
I like well, I'm a people person when I'm not coughing on you, but
Even when you're coughing.
yeah, I try, I try.
The and I'm not familiar with Three Monkeys. Is that adjacent to the theater?
It is adjacent to the
Okay.
theater. It's in Hobart, but they also have one in Crown Point. Now, the one in Crown Point is still owned by the owners, the same owners.
Got it.
So they just decided to get rid of the Hobart one uh,
Yeah, yeah.
for whatever reasons and stuff like that. And then
Now, is
you
it a
know,
bar or a restaurant?
well, it's a bar and a restaurant. Very
Okay.
nice restaurant. No smoking.
Oh my God.
No
Oh,
smoking.
nice. Always nice. Always nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
no smoking. That's a huge thing.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So no smoking in the theater, nor in the bar or the restaurant area.
Is
And
it
I mean, it's actually right next to Cagney's.
is it right on the square?
It's on Main Street
Okay. In Hobart.
in Hobart.
Gotcha.
Now the
Gotcha. I was
one, now
picturing
the
Crown
one, now
Point.
the one that's out in Crown Point, I think it's off the square. It's
Okay.
not like or the circle.
Okay.
What is
Yeah.
it called? The circle?
No, the square.
The square. Okay. I don't know. Sorry, I'm from Portage. I try.
Doesn't get out of the county much.
Yeah, I know. I know. Right?
I've been to the one in Crown Point. I'm not in Hobart a lot,
It's a great
so that wouldn't
restaurant.
be.
It's a
Is it?
phenomenal restaurant. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, we'll have to put that out there and watch for that.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. Well, you're going to have a lot of fun this summer. There's so many outdoor concerts
Sure,
and
sure.
oh my God, so much to do. Um, but I do feel, and you'll have to check back with me and send me a text and go, Terry, my God, you were spot on. It's
Mm.
summertime. You're going to be probably having to look to expand the pages because
Yeah.
you're going to be inundated with people wanting to add. And you'll be scrolling through and deciding like who you want to have do feature articles and things like that
Mm.
for you. And yeah, it'll be like, huh, how many more pages can we
Well, you know what?
get
I mean,
stapled
it,
in?
it's gone. I mean, at this point, it's gone as far as like 60 some odd pages. So the way the paper's made itself, I would actually expand 4 pages at a time. I would just add
Oh,
one of
sure.
these.
Yeah.
So that right there gives me 4 more pages, and then we can just keep flapping and flapping and making
Right.
it thicker and thicker and thicker, and I have absolutely no problem with that.
There are heavyweight staples.
Yes, yes, yes.
I've seen them. That's wonderful. Well, there are many worse problems to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, than the thought of that. So we'll have to circle back around. Maybe it's got to be the pool's got to be open, and it can't be so hot that the pina coladas are going to melt when
There
we
you
circle
go.
back around. Yeah, and see where you've grown to by that point. But I think it's going to be a pretty fast ride for you.
You know what? I hope so, and I
Yeah,
do feel it myself because there's
yeah,
once again a lot of things going on. A lot of people, a lot of people's just saying, "Hey, I'm going to wait until the spring." A lot
right.
of people, so of course, I go, "Oh, really? Went away?" But at the same rate, the way time has been flying, it just,
Right.
we'll, for the love of God, back into the warm weather.
Right, right. Yes, please. Please and
Yes,
thank you. We can all use that. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And then you're surrounding yourself with good people. It's almost like you're attracting some pretty good people,
sure, sure.
to help it all grow. It's all good
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I love everybody that's involved with it, and
Hmm.
I have Andre Prince, that's also one of the photographers. I mean, he's been a good friend for years, and
Nice.
it's just a great crew. I mean, and then when we go out for hot shots, it's like we have fun doing it, which is great.
Right.
And it can't be a bad gig. You're going from place to place taking pictures, and people, especially when it's the people that wanted their pictures to be taken.
Right.
So just so stoked to actually be part of that, and you know, and then also get one of those like, oh, it's the entertainer. They're here.
Yeah.
They're here.
Right. All right.
They're here. Wait a minute. So, it's like, okay, are you ready?
Now.
Yeah,
Magic it now.
yeah,
It would be cool to me, like as I do some of the interviews I do are with bands and musicians and things like that. I always love to get a backstory,
hmm
because you see them and you're like, oh, but you don't know how they arrived there. How did they get there? What was that all about?
hmm
Um, and just kind of the information that you wouldn't normally get. How do bands evolve? What do they do when they lose somebody?
Sure.
All that kind of stuff. It would be fun to feature some bands as well. So
Yeah.
maybe there'd be some collaboration of that in the
It
future.
would,
We'll have to
yeah,
see.
but yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, we'll see where the wind blows me,
Yeah.
because it has to be. It's pretty specific on who I interview. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
Well, I'm honored. I'm
you
honored to.
should, and as well you should be.
I am. I am.
Yeah,
Very, very much so.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready for my close up.
Right. Makeup.
Yeah. It's not going on my head.
Right,
Makeup,
right,
please. I feel a little shiny nose coming on.
right. Am I shining?
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody who's tuned in. We've had a wonderful interview with Eric Sanchez, the owner and publisher of the Entertainer magazine. You've been listening to WVLP at 103.1 FM, also live streaming at WVLP.org. Also want to take a moment and thank our underwriter for the show, Ryan Eberhardt with Diamond Residential Mortgage. Not all mortgage companies are the same. Not all loan officers are the same. He's amazing. His office is located on Route 30 at 350 Northland Drive. His direct phone line is 219-707-8429. Ryan, as always, thank you for supporting my show and thank you for supporting community radio. Everyone have a wonderful week. Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.